The mark of the beast, that's the number 666. The microchip being the mark of the beast, number 666. Without it, one won't be able to buy, neither sell. Or without it, a person won't be able to be acknowledged as a member of a community in a given society.
It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave, you become a serf to these people. That's their goal, that's their intentions.
Humans injected with a tiny chip holding the key to all of their private information.
Let us just expound on this because understanding is needed through the scripture. Revelation chapter 13 verse 18 says, "This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast. For it is the number of man." What number is that? That is the number, and that number is 666. I want you to notice that the number of man, the number that controls man, that exalts the human body and puts it first in its wants and its lusts, the number is number 666.
I find it extremely interesting that the UPC barcode, as designed in 1973, was coincidentally designed around the number 666.
Universal Product Codes, or UPCs, are found on almost every store product today. These codes allow the cashier to scan the item into the computer instead of entering the price manually. Every UPC is made up of numbers and bars. The bars themselves also have a numerical value. Notice that the bars on the left, in the middle, and on the right of the code do not have numerical values underneath them. However, the other bars all do. So by comparing these three bars at the beginning, the middle, and the end with numbered bars, it is clear that those dividing bars always represent the number 6.
Even though it's not apparent visibly to anyone who looks at it, there is a mathematical representation there of the number 666.
Only if you have the mark, that's when you can be able to buy things that you need for your necessities. And that's when you'll be able to sell in case if you have a business that you're running. As you can see, this barcode over here, this is the barcode that is put upon everything that they tax. And also they're going to upgrade it, and they have already upgraded it, and they have put it in the microchip. Now I'm going to break it down a little bit to understand how it's encoded. When you understand how this barcode is encoded, then you're also going to understand how they have encoded the microchip, which is called the mark of the beast. So in the barcode, there is the number 10. Now remember the number 10, every human being has 10 attributes. So these are the 10 attributes over here. These 10 attributes makes up a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, until number 10. A human being is made up of the mind. And the mind, which is the brain, is made up of 3 faculties. But also, the human being, within our being, we have 7 emotions. Seven emotions. When you count the 3 faculties in the human brain, and you also count the 7 emotions within our human being, we got 7 emotions through which feelings function, you find that we got a 3 plus 7, that is 10. Within every human being, there is a 10th, which is called the Epha in Hebrew. Epha. And the Epha is 1 omer. But within the equivalent for an omer, the Epha is 10%. So from number 1, you have number 2, you have 3, you have 4, you have 5, you have 6, you have 7, 8, 9, and 0 representing a 10. So literally every number is concealed in within a number 10. So if you want 900, you have 900, you just add on a 0 here. So it becomes a 900. If you want a 800, you just put a 0 there. If you want 600, if you want 6,000, you just put a 0 there. So literally in within the number tithe, which is the 10 attributes, all numbers are hidden and all numbers are concealed. And you are made up of a matrix that expands. So for example, if you have a number 10 here, from 10 comes 100, from 10 comes 1,000, from 10 comes 10,000. And the numbers multiply according to who you are. So you could be a trillionaire, you could be a multimillionaire, you could be everything comes out of number 10. So that's the number tithe. So God says, give me your tithe so that I can increase and multiply you. This is where the scripture says on the economic matrix number, God says, go and dominate the world, increase and multiply. The multiplying, he was saying that bring forth children that you teach them my commandments to follow my matrix, to follow my effort, to follow my economical system. But of course, to hinder people from multiplying, to stop them from increasing in God, you also have to make something that counterfeits the tithe. So they have literally enslaved the 10 attributes of man, which God deposited in man. They have enslaved them so that to make them busy, to make them work, to enslave them, to never enter into their sabbath, to never enter into a relationship with God. So they have enslaved and put in burrs the 10 attributes. That's why they call it the barcode, because it's a burr, a code. It's full of burrs that are stopping man to be who God created him to be.